Welcome to AutoSens, the world's leading community for ADAS and autonomous vehicle technology development. We create best-in-class events, training, and information for the purpose of connecting the global community of engineers, scientists, and other automotive industry experts. We are joined now by Tomas Geurts, Senior Director of the European R&D Centers for OMNIVISION. And Thomas, welcome to AutoSens. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Carl. Happy to be here.
Thomas, over the years, I've enjoyed interacting with many of your colleagues at OMNIVISION. This is the first time we've been able to meet, and exciting European R&D centers. This is the first time I'm learning about this. So for our viewers who may be like me, who are wondering what are the European R&D centers for OMNIVISION, let's start there. Tell us a little bit about that, and tell us a little bit about your role with OMNIVISION.
Sure. So we have two R&D centers in Europe. There's the design center in Oslo that's been driving all of our automotive developments for about a decade now. And then we have the R&D center in Belgium, which was established a little over 2 years ago. Both groups are about 30 people strong now and cover design engineering, characterization. We have some pixel development as well as application engineering support going on. So my role is to make those two teams deliver on their product developments in time and make sure things run efficiently.
And when it comes to product development, Thomas, let's talk a little bit about OMNIVISION's unique automotive imaging solution. Give us the details there.
Sure. I mean, OMNIVISION has been an established vendor for automotive sensors for 18 years now. This is showing a commitment to this particular market segment for almost 2 decades, supporting our Tier 1 and OEM customers on their long-term reliability and quality requirements. We're a leading supplier for both external sensing and viewing, as well as for in-cabin imaging. We have the largest portfolio of automotive image sensors, complemented with a very strong lineup of image processing ASICs. So this is a unique combination of breadth and depth, which results from us working with our key partners and customers for the last 20 years or so.
Thomas, you had mentioned before, nearly 20 years now, OMNIVISION has been a leader in this space. What is the latest, though, today for OMNIVISION? What's the latest news on your end?
Yeah. Well, at AutoSens this year, we will be demonstrating a 3 and 8 megapixel sensor with an ASA interface enabled by a partner IC. So last year at AutoSens, OMNIVISION presented the motivation for ASA as well as other high-speed interfaces. And so now we're basically following up on the direction that we set back then. Additionally, we will be demonstrating our first-to-market OX05B RGB-IR image sensor for in-cabin applications, which we connected to our OAX4600 AI-empowered processing ASIC. We'll demonstrate in AB mode where we're separating RGB and IR streams and then using our neural processing capability to do face detection and other functions. Apart from those high-end solutions, we'll be showing off our entry-level SoC solution. So the OX01E20 SoC supports 140 dB dynamic range and has a 4-layer on-screen display capability, allowing the sensor to add overlays for parking guidance, for example, in a backup camera. Now, the most exciting news, I think, however, relates to our next generation sensing and viewing solution. So for many years, the split pixel technology that OMNIVISION pioneered has dominated the market, really. But as the need for higher resolution is driving smaller and smaller pixels, this technology presents increasingly complicated challenges. And our next generation aims to address those challenges.
Thomas, you're scheduled to give a talk, a presentation at AutoSens in Brussels, AutoSens Brussels 2023 at the AutoWorld Museum. Thomas, what we've been talking about here, are you going to also be covering some of that in your speech as well?
Yeah, that is correct. I will mostly talk about this new generation that I mentioned. So at the conference, I will discuss different HDR and LFM technologies, and present some of the trade-offs involved with this. I'll show which direction OMNIVISION decided to take, and I'm quite excited to show some pretty impressive performance characteristic our team managed to achieve. But yeah, anybody who wants to know more will need to attend AutoSens, of course. I'm looking really forward to presenting in Brussels again.
Yeah, Thomas, we are absolutely looking forward to having you. Before we let you go, and one last question here, you had mentioned that OmniVision has a combination, the external and the internal as well. So the external sensors and the in-cabin sensors. Thomas, from your point of view, why is it important that OmniVision has both of these important segments? What is the advantage there for your customers of being able to offer both of those solutions?
Well, every OEM needs both in the end, and the fewer suppliers you need to deal with that can offer a complete solution, the better. There is an increasing effort going into qualifying vendors, figuring out how their sensors work, and the fewer parts you've got to deal with, the better. It's just less work.
Thomas, again, we want to thank you for being with us as part of AutoSens, both virtually here for this interview and in person at the AutoWorld Museum for AutoSens Brussels 2023. I'll look forward to seeing your speech. In the meantime, thank you again for being with us, and look forward to getting caught up and doing this again real soon in the near future.
Yeah, thank you.
For more in-depth interviews like this, subscribe to our AutoSens YouTube channel and follow AutoSens on LinkedIn. For more information on our world-class events, visit auto-sense.com. That's auto-sense.com. In Detroit, on behalf of AutoSens, I'm Carl Anthony.